life. I hear people saying, God has a purpose for every life that comes into the world. What happens on earth to a human being is because God arranged it that way. 14 children were murdered at a school in Texas. So God made it happen? According to religious people, this was how it had to happen. Everything has a purpose in this life. So those children had to die that way. What? Logical or illogical? I am a person who believes in love and respect for other people, but I consider that what is stated of the belief of the religious is ill-founded. The events that occur in a person's daily life are not tied to a predisposition. Events are the result of the actions of each human being from your environment, of situations in your daily life. Nobody can control it. There is a term called free will. What is free will? Free will is the power that human beings have to act as they consider and choose. This means that people are naturally free to make their own decisions without being subject to pressures, needs, or limitations, or divine predeterminations. Free will means, in short, that human beings have the freedom to do both good and evil. And this, of course, has its ethical and moral implications, since the individual who acts according to his free will is also responsible for his actions, whether they count as successes or errors. Free will in the Bible. According to the Bible, God gave man the power to act as he wishes, regardless of whether his decisions are good or bad. In this sense, there are many biblical passages that point to the freedom of men to choose the path they have to take, whether the correct one, which is from the point of view of Christian doctrine, that of God, or the incorrect one, which it means deviating from God. Free will in philosophy. St. Augustine of Hippo maintained that free will implies the possibility that man has to choose between good and evil. In this sense, it is a concept applied to the freedom of human beings to do good or evil. However, it distinguishes that what is considered free will is the good use of this freedom. According to determinism, all human behavior or choice has its root in a cause, so that our decisions will be determined indefinitely by all the causes that pre-exist them, which would mean that there is no possible choice and that free will does not actually exist. However, there is also the opposite position put forward by liberals who do not recognize the thesis of determinists and therefore affirm that free will does exist, free will in law. According to criminal law, free will serves as the legal basis for the punishment of criminals. This means that if an individual, when committing a crime, has had the freedom to decide to do evil, then he has also chosen or accepted, consequently, the penalty or punishment applied for said crime. This, of course, should impunity be frustrated. After giving the definitions of what free will would mean, they all agree that each person is responsible for their actions. There is nothing predetermined. It is the consequences of your daily life, your actions, or the actions of others that lead to an action which can be good or bad. So let's not follow the opinions and teachings of people hiding behind religion, sowing dilemmas, doubts, fear, and wrong opinions regarding the purpose of each person's life in this world. We are human beings who, for X or Y, make decisions, good or bad, that in the end affect us as an individual just as we affect the lives of other people.